Dad does the unthinkable on daughter's 13th birthday. Dad does the unthinkable on daughter's 13th birthday. When you are a teenager, your birthday is your favorite day of the year. You get to celebrate it with your friends and family, and of course, you receive a bunch of presents. And who doesn't like presents? There's nothing more important to you when you are young and you are eager to see what a new year will bring. It is sad when your parents are divorced, but at least it may give you the opportunity to have a birthday party twice, once with your mom and once with your dad. Kelsey Frederick is one of the girls who have that privilege, and she couldn't wait to turn 13. Yet, 13 wasn't her lucky number, and what was supposed to be the best time of her life turned into an absolute nightmare. We will tell you a sad story about this girl's ruined birthday in the hope that something like this won't happen to anyone ever again. Unlucky 13. It started out to be a very happy day for Kelsey. It was her 13th birthday, and she couldn't wait to celebrate it properly as always. Because her parents had been divorced for years, she got used to celebrating it twice, with both of them. That wasn't a big deal for her, and she was ready for her celebratory week to start. Sadly, Kelsey couldn't even imagine that the following days would be terrifying and that something unexpected would happen. This story is really shocking, so prepare to be surprised and sad at the same time. We will tell you everything that happened from A to Z, so please stay with us till the end. So, let's start from the beginning. As we have already mentioned, Kelsey's parents are divorced, and she lived with her mother, Kristen Johnson. The two of them were very close, as well as best friends. Even though she enjoyed spending time with her father, her connection with her mom had always been the most important to her. Kelsey was visiting her dad regularly, and although mom and dad couldn't save their personal relationship, they were doing their best to co-parent properly. Kelsey's dad, Shafin Frederick, even found a new significant other, and they lived together. His new girlfriend worked with him at a fire station. Kelsey was on good terms with both of them, and she was happy to have a good relationship with her dad. Her mom wasn't the only strong woman that had an important role in Kelsey's life. She was very blessed to have two more ladies to help her mom raise her. Her aunt, Kelly, played a big role in her life, and she was always there for the young Kelsey. The other woman was her godmother Haley Ann, who was there to protect her and give her advice when needed. So, no matter what, Kelsey was never alone. Kelsey wasn't a spoiled girl, but she had everything she wanted and needed. Also, she wasn't a typical girly girl, so choosing the perfect gift for her was really a struggle for her mom. She had to think creatively and buy or make her something unexpected. Kelsey was a member of the softball team, and she even had a jersey with her name on it. Besides playing softball, she enjoyed spending time with her friends and cousins. She also had one more hobby that she adored: fishing. Knowing all that, her mom still didn't have an amazing idea for her birthday present, so she came up with an interesting plan. Kelsey was a very good kid, so Kelsey's mom's plan was actually a perfect solution. The day had come and Kelsey finally turned 13, it was time for her present. And this is where this story starts to get its twist. So, for this birthday, Kristen made the exception. She allowed Kelsey to pick her own present. Simply, mom told her that she could get whatever she wanted. Yet, she was a bit surprised by her daughter's request. Kelsey had only one big wish: she wanted highlights. She desired to have her first big makeover, and the first thing she wanted to change was her hair. Her hair was brown and she was bored with it, so her request was to change it with some blonde highlights. Was she too young for that drastic change? It is up to you to decide. Even though Kristen didn't expect that request, it was too late to withdraw the offer, so she had to do as promised and take her daughter to the hair salon. Of course, they went there together in order to spend some more time together and wait for the final results. It was a fun but also stressful day, because none of them wanted to see Kelsey's hair ruined. After a few long hours, Kelsey's transformation was finally completed. Both mom and daughter were surprised and enthusiastic, because everything turned out perfectly. Kelsey's hair was pure perfection, and they were very happy. Her new hairstyle was amazing and Kelsey looked like a completely new person. Most importantly, she couldn't be happier with her birthday present. After she had spent a day with her mom, it was finally time for Kelsey to go and see her dad and enjoy her time with him. She was ready to celebrate with him and receive one more gift. But little did she know that that visit would change everything. Who would even imagine that a parent could ruin your life? Nobody, but sadly everything is possible. Kelsey went to her dad looking like one person and returned looking completely different. And if you are wondering what could have happened, here's the answer. Shafin wasn't happy with his daughter's new hair, so he decided to do something horrifying. He cut her hair off. Completely. Her hair was now short, and her blonde highlights were nowhere to be found. At first, Kristen was confused because she couldn't recognize her daughter. She wasn't expecting to see Kelsey with hair that short. Kelsey's haircut was terrible, and she was very ashamed and couldn't stop crying. Kelsey didn't want to see herself in the mirror, because she was afraid of what she could see. Kristen was in a state of shock and was wondering why Shafin would do something like that. Do we even have to mention that Kelsey was completely humiliated and she couldn't actually believe that her dad did that to her? In just a few minutes her world changed, and she went from the happiest girl to the saddest girl alive. Her life and her birthday were ruined, and no one, not even her mom, could do anything to help her. Mom being a mom, who would do anything to protect her child, especially when something like this happens. So, Kristen immediately went to see her ex-husband to ask him a few questions. Of course, she lost her temper and started screaming at him and his girlfriend. She wanted to know what had happened to Kelsey's hair and why had no one called her? Shafin's explanation was mind-blowing. He said that he couldn't stand her new hair and thought that she should be punished for it. What the heck? He and his girlfriend thought that actions have consequences, so he decided to punish his own daughter in the most brutal way. We can only imagine how traumatic the entire process was for poor Kelsey. Don't you ever underestimate the power of a mother who is trying to protect her kid. Kristen decided to let everyone know what Shafin did, so she posted a pic of Kelsey's new hair online. She wanted to publicly embarrass him because his action was inadmissible. In this picture, you can see her post, which unexpectedly went viral. The internet is a very powerful media tool, but as usual, you cannot control it. In a second, your post can be seen by more people than you have planned. That's what happened with this one. In just a week it had been shared over 24,000 times, and it gathered 33,000 reactions. People online weren't happy because of what had happened to Kelsey, but all of that was more than she could handle. People across the country wanted to give their support to Kelsey and her mom. They strongly disapproved of Dad's act, calling it disgusting and ridiculous. Many shared the same opinion, saying that Dad was cruel, and that no child deserved this no matter what. Even though she had all that support, Kelsey was sad because now the entire world could see her new hair that she hated that much. Of course, you can never control the internet comments, and not all of them will be in your favor. Some people thought that Kristen was just using this situation to get back at her ex, and that she wasn't thinking about what was best for her daughter. Kristen was deeply hurt by these comments because she knew that it wasn't true. That wasn't the end of negative comments. People online started questioning Mom's decision to allow her 13-year-old daughter to dye her hair. They were debating whether she was too young for something like that. Per usual, opinions were divided, some were for it, and some were strongly against it. You can never please everyone. Although negative comments were there, Kelsey and Kristen could read much more positive ones. Supporters were everywhere, and they were even giving them some idea of how to improve their situation. They gave them comfort and energy to keep on fighting. There's a solution for everything, and they knew that. Mom even made a Facebook page, Team Kelsey, where people could support her girl. Kristen set up a GoFundMe account to spread awareness about Kelsey's situation, and she invited people to donate to her for a new birthday present. Finally, after a while, Kelsey was fine enough to go out and hang out with her friends. Yet another situation was lurking around, and then a few days later something happened. Another shocking incident. One day, the police came and knocked on their door. Someone filed a report thinking that this was a case of parental abuse. The police officer said that he had never come across a case like this, and he was on his way to visit Shafin. He and his girlfriend were suspended from their firefighter positions and placed on administrative leave. Actions have consequences, right? This journey was long for both mom and daughter, but everything turned out to be perfectly fine. Kristen got full custody over Kelsey. She didn't want to see her dad and needed to get her things back from her dad's place, so her aunt decided to help her. One more time they started a GoFundMe account to raise some money, so that Kelsey could buy some new stuff. Eventually, they raised over $3,000. In order to move on, Kelsey knew that she had to do something about her hair, so she returned to the hair salon. Of course, everyone there heard about her case and wanted to help her. Her godmother went there before Kelsey and organized a surprise for her. The entire salon anticipated her, and all of them were thrilled to see her and changed her look. After thinking carefully, Kelsey opted for a wig. Kelsey, her mother, and godmother were pleased with the end result, and Kelsey finally had a smile on her face again. They thanked the salon for making her happy and for being very kind. They also kept on giving updates to their online friends, who wanted to know whether the girl was fine. Luckily, everything ended well and Kelsey could move on with her life. She felt confident enough to enjoy her life again. She had a very traumatic experience, and we hope that she will be able to overcome it completely. Also, this story is a great reminder to respect your children and treat them with dignity no matter what.